to buy this car, to drive to work to pay for this car, buy this car to drive to work.
Welcome to Yellow Brick Road. I am Jordan, and today we're going to go over a random assortment of different content, different stories, just because I feel like it. Obviously, ending with the Bernie Sanders AOC town hall where they answered this specific question: does Trump deserve credit for the Gaza ceasefire? But first, don't forget to share, support, hopefully donate to all the links in the description box. Check them out, read them, share them, then donate. All of it is very much appreciated. Also, please check out the Discord link if you want to join that. All opinions are welcome, just nothing pornographic or grotesque, like violently grotesque. Just bring your opinions and, your favorite music and your favorite movies. Bring that too. And photography and shit like that. Do it. And of course, everything will be linked in that same description box for you guys to go over the stories yourself and follow up on them. Because let's be real, tweets are limited, right? They're kind of snapshots of stories. You can learn a lot more by hearing about a story than digging into it on your own. So I recommend you take advantage of all the links in the description box. All right, so let's start here. Now, we all saw some of the images and gross videos of Hamas executing people in the middle of a town square. And at first, Trump was saying, "Yeah, I'm with it. Okay, we gave them permission. They're allowed to do it. We're giving them some time to do it." But that might have received some backlash. So thus, Trump might have changed his tune here. As you can see, if Hamas continues to kill people in Gaza, which was not the deal, we will have no choice but to go in and kill them. Wow. Thank you for your attention to this matter. I mean, him just putting that in tweets is crazy, right? It's almost like killing people doesn't even mean anything to this person anymore. Which a lot of people would say that's kind of psychopathic. Whatever, either way, you can see this post here. He says, days after saying he was not bothered by Hamas eliminating gangs in Gaza, which were Israeli-backed, a statement that angered Israel, Donald Trump posted a message on Truth Social threatening to kill Hamas if they continue to kill people. Trump now appears to be slowly backing away from the Gaza ceasefire deal he brokered, following Hamas's handover of all Israeli captives. So, yeah. It could be from people, just regular people, pissed off about it. I mean, that could be, it's probably less likely the case, right? Because what I did hear was that these guys were Israeli-backed, and those guys were causing havoc in Gaza throughout the entire ordeal. All of the genocide, these guys are paid provocateurs to go in there and fuck things up, steal aid, kill people, capture people, target Hamas, yada, yada, yada. But, I mean, it's still, to me, you're weirdos. You drag people to the middle of the street, blindfold them, and shoot them in the back of the head. It's like, go fuck yourselves, guys. You're not helping the world. You're making it worse. But this is what usually happens, right? Major conflict thing happens, people pick sides, and then they get some sense of relief when the ordeal's over and maybe their team's still standing or still has some sense of prominence. And we all lose. Regular people, we all fucking lose. It is what it is. But yes, we should pay attention to this as well. If those guys were in fact Israeli-backed, I have no idea who the fuck the people were. I don't know their fucking names, right? But if they were Israeli-backed and Israel's like, yo, you can't kill them, Trump's like, all right, I'll tell him to stop. I got you, BB. I got you back. But also the idea, this guy saying, Trump backing away from the ceasefire deal because he's saying don't just murder people in the street. I mean, I'm not sure that's the way you want to think about it, honestly. I look at Israel bombing people, or Israel killing people, which has happened since this quote-unquote ceasefire. Them cutting aid in half, which has happened since this quote-unquote ceasefire. I'd figure those are more indications of people backing away from the originally brokered deal. Right? But gotta watch out for team players, man. Either way, there's that. Now let's move on to this. As you can see, John Bolton, former Trump National Security Advisor John Bolton, indicted over handling of classified information, meaning like the idea of like him bringing it home or sending it through personal emails and messaging applications, as they say here. Now, some people might look at this and say it's kind of like an Al Capone situation, right? Yeah, we know Al Capone murdered a shit ton of people, but you know what? Let's get him for tax evasion because that's the only thing we have like solid evidence on him. I understand that argument, but Trump fans or people that don't like John Bolton, I'm not so sure you should be quick to celebrate this. Now, I understand the guy's done horrible shit that is just blatantly criminal to me, which he will not go to jail for, right? He'll go to jail for these things, right? Personal emails and all this stuff, and this idea of like an Espionage Act type of shit, right? Of like mishandling of classified information. But you have to look at that and it's like, what if it wasn't John Bolton? Let's say it's someone you like. Let's say it's a whistleblower that's exposing a crime that the U.S. is doing. You propping up this thing in this form and fashion of him just like sending it through emails to people, personal emails and whatever, you're actually backing the deep state without even realizing it. I know you might hate John Bolton. I understand that. But right, if the charge is he's mishandled classified information, not like, hey, here's some war crime shit that you're a part of, John Bolton, but it's mishandling of classified information, some whistleblower will get in trouble for the same thing, even though their idea isn't to make the world a worse place or just be lazily mishandling information. It's more so to expose the truth that people realize, like, hey, here's a crime happening, right? I mean, let's say there's someone who whistleblows on the Trump administration and their bombing campaigns in the Middle East or in Africa or in South America or in international waters, if you will. Those guys might go to get indicted for the same thing that John Bolton's getting indicted for. Mishandling of top secret information. It's like, even when these people, and it's no offense, I understand on the surface people reading it a certain way. I say, look, he's going after Bolton, we're winning. But you're actually taking an L with the story, in my humble opinion. I really do believe that. And you guys got to really like use your critical thinking skills. Once again, it isn't for John Bolton advocating for bombing this area or bombing that area or trying to sow division with other nations for an excuse to go to war with them, like Iran or other nations, South America, Venezuela. He's not getting in trouble for that. He's getting in trouble that someone with a righteous mindset could also be considered guilty of. And it just sets a precedent. So I say be careful with your rush to celebrate a story like this. But I'm sure I might look more into it later. I don't know. But I'll leave it there for now. Let's move on. Remember this dweeb? And this dweeb too, but mainly this dweeb on the right here. From Max Blumenthal. Trump Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent just doubled the bailout of Argentina's Javier Milei to $40 billion. Doubled it. U.S. taxpayers are paying heavily for the failures of a foreign con man who's decimated his own country's currency, sold off its assets, and fronted for three massive meme coin rug pulls. I mean, for the people that get out there and cry about money, like, why are we giving all this money to these guys? There's people that complain about fucking welfare checks in America. But they might not even hear about this story on their Fox News station. They may not even care if they hear it because they're hypocrites and full of shit. And honestly looking for just emotional satisfaction, some sort of alleviating experience, which is like, I don't know, take it down to the left, taking down the SJWs, winning the culture war. And they're more concerned with that than the thing that they claim to care about, which was the money in the first place, right? Why are we spending all our money on these DEI programs, huh? Meanwhile, you're just giving $40 billion to this country for no fucking reason. And guess what? It is what's the word? Conditional. I believe Trump recently stated that, hey, if it's someone else that's president, I'm not helping him out. I'm helping out my friend. And you just look at the guy, I mean, like full-blown dweeb. I mean, full-blown dweeb. They're both of these guys are full-blown dweebs. With hair plugs and all that shit. All the dweeby things you can think of, these guys probably have it. And Trump will spend your money to help them out. I'm just saying. It is blatantly proven both of these guys get government money. Government funding, government grants, and government contracts. They do. Meanwhile, if you don't have enough money for milk for the week, you're fucked. Go ahead, wait on a line, go through social programs, all that shit just to get a fucking jug of milk for you and your family. Meanwhile, people like this, or we just saw the other day, Miriam Adelson, they could just walk right into the White House and get whatever the fuck they want up front. Without delay. Let's keep it moving. Speaking of South America, here's Tulsi Gabbard on Venezuela, but years ago.
What we are hearing is an increased saber-rattling intention saying the United States needs to send in the U.S. military now to wage yet another wasteful, counterproductive regime change war. And once again, it's being done under the guise of humanitarianism. If this administration is so concerned about the well-being of the Venezuelan people, as we all are, then they should be using their influence and power to try to bring the different sides together towards some reconciliation.
Well, wouldn't they say that that's exactly what they've been trying to do? We heard from Secretary Pompeo and from the president that they are hoping for a peaceful resolution here. But you have Sergei Lavrov.
You have to ask yourself why Tulsi's smiling and grinning a bit. It's because she knows. Oh, they tried, did they? They tried? He's like, yeah, fucking right. All right, here we go.
The Russian foreign minister saying that our interference is a grave violation of international law. So do you agree with him?
The problem is that you hear people like John Bolton and Mike Pompeo saying that they're hoping for a diplomatic solution, while at the same time basically using the threat of U.S. military force. That does not set the stage for diplomacy. That simply ratchets up the tensions. The United States should set the example and lead the way, bring other parties to the table to try to say, hey, let's have internationally brokered and overseen elections.
But do you
that
believe
the Venezuelan
that Maduro
can truly have
should
their voice heard?
Do you believe that Nicolas Maduro has been a horrific leader for his people and that he should go?
I think that the Venezuelan people ultimately need to be the ones to make that decision.
But they have made that decision.
The United States is not helping the situation by interfering and basically pushing for externally yet another regime change war that history shows us has not turned out to have a positive impact on the people in the countries where we wage these wars. That's
so you would
why
just,
I'm pushing
there's
for diplomacy.
50 countries that have backed Guaido and say that he's the rightful democratic leader of that country. I mean, if you're a person who loves Venezuela and lives there and is looking to the United States saying, please help us, are you saying that you would turn your back on them if they need, even if they do need some military support? You would say, sorry, we're not doing it?
I'm saying that when we look throughout history, every time the United States goes into another country and topples a dictator or topples a government, the outcome has been disastrous for the people in these countries. That's why we should use our leadership in the world to try to broker a diplomatic solution, working with countries like Russia that have great influence over Venezuela so that there is a peaceful outcome. Because I can tell you as a soldier, Martha, I've seen firsthand the high cost of war, and pushing for this civil war, pushing for the use of military force will only end up with more suffering and death and disaster for the Venezuelan people. What to speak of increasing the nuclear threat, increasing these tensions that risk and threaten our own national security.
Wow. I mean, she ain't lying, but she is now. That she's a part of the Trump administration. I mean, that should like break necks almost. The whiplash from that. now that she's in the Trump administration, you don't hear this shit anymore, do you? That should, like, honestly be like, what the fuck, dude? I mean, very concrete, well said, and the pushback from the plastic doll at Fox News didn't really have anywhere to go. She tried. It's her job to try and, like, no, listen. We need to destroy this country, okay? And it's like, and Tulsi's just outflanking her on each side of the topic. Like, you're wrecked. But, you know, I mean, what can you say that other than, like, hey, man, wouldn't it be awesome if Tulsi Gabbard was, like, maybe in the administration, had, like, direct access to the president? Maybe ran our intelligence services? I don't know. Maybe she could do something from there. Right, Jimmy? Right, guys? Maybe she could do something from where she's positioned. Ah, well. Yeah, whatever. You know, shit happens. We can only dream, right? Let's continue. Now, this one's kind of random, but notable. This History Speaks guy, which is the Matthew Cockrell guy, I did a video with him and a video about him and Dave DeCam talking about the actual death counts that were happening in Gaza. But he said, he's talking to Grok. He says, or he's saying, Grok also says that Ivanka Trump has a deeper connection to the Sinai Peninsula than Muslim Egyptians. This is completely ridiculous. It appears that Grok has been programmed to support the indigenous narrative well beyond the point of caricature. As you can see here, he asked Grok, like, who has a deeper connection to Sinai, Ivanka Trump or a Muslim Egyptian? Ivanka, via her Jewish heritage, which she adopted, right? She converted to Judaism later in life, right? Not as a kid, later in life when she married fucking fuckface. What's his name? Why am I fucking his name up? Jared Kushner. Jesus. But yeah, Ivanka Trump, via her Jewish heritage, connects to Sinai through the ancient Israelites' Exodus, where they wandered and received the Torah at Mount Sinai, embedding it as the birthplace of Jewish law and identity. This historical and spiritual tie predates Islam by millennia and remains central to Jewish community. A Muslim Egyptian's link stems from Egypt's modern control and Arab Islamic expansion after the 7th century, but lacks that foundational narrative depth for the Jewish people. So, according to Grok, if I convert to Judaism tomorrow, I now leap past Middle Easterners whose families have lived there forever. Got it. Thanks, Grok. Thank you for the knowledge to help cure my ignorance. Thanks, Grok. Moving on. Now, this one's interesting. This is Kash Patel talking about the Charlie Kirk case that they have fucked up. I'm not going to give him the sole blame. It's a collection of idiots at the FBI and, you know, the Utah administration people and the presidential administration as well, and the DOJ and all that have royally fucked this case up. Now, they fucked it up in the sense of the public, right? They gave us certain things, right, that apparently make no sense in reality. And now they're saying, shut up and stop asking for more stuff. Otherwise, you're a conspiracy theorist. Let's hear Kash Patel say it. Here we go.
I think that the militant trans issue really became familiar to the American people last month when Charlie Kirk was killed.
I mean, these people are embarrassing. The militant trans people? What? What the fuck? What is wrong with these people? And also, who fell for this shit? Who fell for this? Who has a actual brain and fell for this? Holy Christ. Once again, even if it's 10 fucking trans kids that all plan to take out Charlie Kirk, turning it into a national emergency and listing these people as terrorist groups, and maybe we shouldn't let trans people own guns. Like, it is batshit crazy. I mean, they call those people mentally ill, but look at the way they're acting. I mean, my God. And whoever this show is, whatever they represent, they represent a fingertip of the propaganda arm of the United States government and military and all that shit. I mean, because regular people don't say shit like that. It's just weird. Usually people think about it for a second, like, huh. Is this what we're going? Okay. But like the gun, like that didn't make sense. And why'd you show us these pictures but not the videotape that would have given us a better hint of who the fuck that was? Why is Kash Patel going around bragging that they caught him in 33 hours, like in record speeds, when the guy turned himself in? What the fuck were those text message like transcripts? What the fuck was that? What robot wrote that shit? And these guys will call you crazy if you question that. It's literally ass backwards. Literally. Anyways, here's more from dumbfuck Kash Patel and his dumbfuck interviewers. Here we go.
I think that the militant trans issue really became familiar to the American people last month when Charlie Kirk was killed. I mean, you guys at breakneck speed found this guy, you identified him, you profiled the type of person that he would be.
I swear I haven't seen this clip. I swear I haven't seen this. I swear. The guy who turned himself in, they said, look how fast we captured him. He turned himself in. Someone else did your police work for you. Right? His own parents, I guess, did your police work for you on paper, right? That's the on the paper official story. I'm even saying I believe that exactly. I'm just saying. And yet they're going to use it as a bragging point for how good of an FBI leader Kash Patel is when he's actually horrendous. From Epstein to we want to spy on your social media accounts to designating people terrorist groups to the Charlie Kirk case. He's been horrendous. Here we go.
And that's incredible. Is there more evidence that you guys can offer to people, maybe video from that?
Better be
Do you
AI or
expect
something.
that there will be more to be released?
I think the best thing we can do for Charlie, especially me as FBI director and our team, is to prosecute this case in the courts of law, wherever it is, in Utah, in the state of court of law. And what we're going to do is what we've done. Give them every piece of evidence we collect. Our cellular analysis systems are the best in the world, and that's what the FBI does, and that's what we flew in and did. That's how we led the manhunt and got him in 33 short hours. And every single piece of video,
he turned himself in.
Evidence or witness interview, we've done dozens and dozens, gone on these platforms, found every single person. All of that material, and I know this is frustrating to the public, and I understand it, but I'm not going to allow the Charlie Kirk prosecution to be dismantled because we want to get over our skis and publicize information. That is the one thing you cannot do. We will make.
That's what people were telling you, Cash. People were ranting at you like, hey, man, like there's, you saw a bunch of former FBI dudes and former prosecutors and all that shit, like saying on social media, like, yo, you're kind of flunking this, you're fucking the case up by releasing these things in this way. Like, where you're like, you almost like try to deem him guilty on day one, right? Like your prosecution is gonna have to deal with that if the kid has a decent defense lawyer and claims not guilty, right? Which I think he originally did. He claimed to be not guilty. But when you go out there and say, look, there's trans stuff written on the bullet, see, look at this trans stuff, lefty, Antifa stuff, see. Was that going to help us catch him, Kash Patel? Or was that a narrative you wanted built so that you could, even it's a far left activist plot to kill Charlie Kirk, one of the beacons of hope and humanity around the world, when he's not that either. And then to get on this show and abuse his name is crazy. Once again, these people make me think I like Charlie more than they do. Incredible. He's worried about fucking up the fucking prosecution case when you go out there and tell everyone, look, there's trans stuff written on it. A fucking dweeb, bro. This fucking Indian hobbit. All right, here we go. Check his feet, bro. Check his shoe size, bro. He might be a hobbit. Might be from Middle Earth. All right, here we go.
Make everything public in court. It just takes time.
It does. Yeah, it always does in these cases. Is there any possibility that other people were involved when you talked at the White House? I sort of got a little inkling that maybe you're looking at other people.
We're looking at everyone that was there, that was online, and we're looking to
not as much as Candace
matters to the state prosecution authorities when there's enough evidence. But the reality is, again, with social media, when you have hysterical conspiracy theories filling the void, you're harming Charlie and his family and a rightful prosecution of his alleged assassin, who we have in custody, and rightly so, in my opinion. And if anyone helped him, do you think that we at this FBI are literally going to let them get away with it? Us standing silent in the face of growing conspiracy theories. That's what we do to shut down.
What are we making a video on?
Social media,
assortment of stories.
Authorities when there's enough evidence. But the reality is, again, with social media, when you have hysterical conspiracy theories filling the void, you're harming Charlie and his family and a rightful prosecution of his alleged assassin, who we have in custody. And
No. The people can say whatever the fuck they want. It's their opinions. You're the official body. So when you go out there and tell us that there's trans stuff on the bullets and Antifa stuff on the bullet casings, you're the one sullying the fucking prosecution, you dummy. Not us having theories about it. Who the fuck is... Who hired this fucking guy? Oh, wait. Look at that. These are dangerous conspiracy... You're endangering the family by trying to find out the truth of what happened to Charlie Kirk? Really? Incredible. These little tacit threats he's throwing out there is crazy.
Yeah, how dare we ask pointed questions?
When every fucking gun hooligan on the planet's like, yo, that bullet won't do that. His bone can't stop a fucking bullet like that. You guys are lying to us. These are dangerous conspiracy theories that hurt the Kirk family. Like, no, they fucking don't. You fucking liar with your quiet, tacit little threats, like, by saying that. Because it might scare someone into like, man, maybe I shouldn't even look into this. Maybe it's illegal. Maybe I'm harming the family. You know what it reminds me of, Joe? It reminds me of the CNN shit, where they're like, hey, don't read these WikiLeaks emails because, you know what?
I was about to say. Remember, it's illegal to read WikiLeaks, but it's different for us. Full disclosure.
It's like, you think we're that fucking stupid or something, guys? Come on.
Yeah, they think we're that fucking stupid.
Incredible. But let's be real. This, cross-eyed Indian hobbit. Sorry, dude, you don't have the credit. You've already lacked the credibility. No one likes you, bro. I think Trump people don't like you. They've been calling for your firing for a while now. Not everyone, but enough of them have been calling for you to get fired. You and Pam Bondi have been on the fucking butcher's table the entire fucking time, basically. After all the Epstein shit, they don't like you. And now you come out and tell them to not look into the case. In the Charlie Kirk case. Crazy. But here we go. There's more Kash Patel.
At least so, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's really kicking the fucking clown car.
Do you think that we at this FBI are literally going to let them get away with it? Us standing silent in the face of growing conspiracy theories, that's what we do to shut down a faulty prosecution. That's what we do to shut down a system of justice that wants to be exploited by these same anarchists. And that's what they're doing. Yep. They're bringing it to social media. They're bringing it online for clickbait. And we're not going to take it. We don't care what you say about me or Dan Bongino.
Where are they, Cash?
Leadership at the FBI. They're just
the
going to keep doing the
anarchists?
work.
Show us.
Well,
show us.
That was insane. He just deemed them as essentially like far left activists that are questioning the Charlie Kirk. Like, no, it's mostly Republican. What I've seen, it's mostly right wing. They're like, yo, because remember the gun enthusiasts are on average probably leaning towards right wing, and these guys are like, yo, there's no way that gun did that.
And I still kind of have an ear to the ground for what people on the left, broadly speaking, have been saying about this, and they're actually of the same opinion.
Yeah.
They don't think that Tyler Robinson is the one who did it.
A lot of people don't think that at this point because, once again, the FBI showed us a gun. Exactly. The FBI showed us a fucking gun. Said it was his grandfather's, and that it was, and then everyone could just look at the gun and know what caliber it is and what type of bullets it shoots and all that stuff. And boom, your story makes no sense. Then you show us this weird parking lot video that people are like, started analyzing even more. They're like, that doesn't make sense either. Then you show us a screwdriver that the guy took the gun apart and put it back together or whatever the fuck. It's like, come on, dude. Come on. Like, you're going to, like, Kash Patel, you're going to blame us for you showing a picture of the wrong gun? Why are you guys making theories about this? He showed us the wrong gun, apparently. But they're too far in.
The official. You have to trust what the official story is, Jordan.
Joe, they're too far in. They're too far into the story. Like, pause. They're too far in as far as, like...
Tell him to keep lying. He's in too deep.
They showed us a gun, right? They can't come out on trial day and say, here's the actual gun. Like, that's crazy. Then you're going to tell us we ruined the prosecution? Get the fuck out of here, you fucking idiot.
Get the fuck over yourself, Cash. Holy shit.
He is here to take bullets for the, no pun intended, take bullets for the presidency. He's here to get his ass whipped by the public so that Trump's like, well, it's just it's his fault. It's Kash Patel's fault. Not my fault, it's his fault. See? He did it. And he's here to fucking be a human shield. Him and Pam Bondi and Conda Bongino are here to be human shields for the president. For the blatant domestic law fuck-ups.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the feature story of this video. AOC and Bernie Sanders doing a town hall. It feels like it's Democrat week right now. My last videos are about Democrats. It's crazy. But everyone calls me a Democrat. It's crazy. And a Bernie supporter. Anyways, Bernie Sanders, AOC, town hall, kind of zeroing in on this particular question here. Does Trump deserve credit for the Gaza ceasefire? And there's some doozies in here, let me tell you. But here we go.
I'm sure I'm gonna have a lot of shit to say here.
Good. All right, here we go.
So, Caitlin, when you talk about, are we overjoyed that the hostages are back, the prisoners are released, that finally there is peace, hopefully it lasts? Yes, absolutely. But I think
it's already been fucked with already. People are dying already, so.
It's already coming apart at the seams.
Yeah.
So Israel has already shown that they are going to violate the deal.
And Hamas is murdering people in the street. Beautiful day, isn't it? Peace has finally arrived. All right, here we go.
This is not a time for credit. This is a time to think about American policy. Are we happy that we have given tens of billions of dollars to destroy the Palestinian people?
The money.
Israel had a right to defend itself. They were attacked by a terrorist group. They did not have a right to go to an all-out war against women and children in Gaza.
And moreover,
so, okay, I understand why his answer is that. But at the same time, they've been fucking with Gaza and the West Bank for decades, if not centuries at this point. Well, decades, right?
They've basically been under siege since that military occupation happened in, what was it, 2000? 2000 something, I want to say. Because I know that the Israeli army formally left in 2005, but that place was still under a total blockade.
Yes. And when you have... Oh, God.
And especially when you collate that with the fact that Palestinians there have been losing more and more sources of clean drinking water and electricity. These are not conditions that are conducive to any sort of goodwill. It's like those are conditions that you would impose on somebody if you were trying to slowly bleed them, kill them.
Yeah. Now, I personally will never advocate for any type of violent reaction to anything in the world. It is what it is. You don't have to agree with me. I'm just saying that's where I'm coming from. But when you have people that have no autonomy, they have to go through security checkpoints to move around in their own lands.
They got to get permission from the IDF just to go take a shit.
I mean, when in their minds, right, Palestinian minds, it's a foreign country that has control over your water and your electricity and your internet. I mean, there's your house is being bulldozed, people being killed. Once again, a lot of people have been killed in the West Bank and in Gaza before October 7th. Whether it's protests, anything, random snipers, random shellings,
violence from those illegal settlers,
on and so forth. I mean, Bernie, there's a whole documentary before October 7th that won a fucking Oscar. If you expect, like, once again, I'm not saying I agree with this, but if you expect people to just sit there, I don't know what to tell you, Bernie. I expect one day they're going to do something fucked up in response because they feel like they're getting fucked up.
They're not just going to fucking put up with that.
Exactly. So to use this October 7th thing as like, this is the main deal right here. They have the right to defend themselves after this. Like, yeah. But they're already doing some bully tactic shit before that for years and years before that. I'm just saying. Not saying it's right, just saying that's what it is. Like, that would happen anywhere in the world if you subjugate another group of people. They'll backlash in some form or fashion. October 7th was a blatant backlash thing. And then the response to it was, these are the Hamas, they're the worst people ever. The Palestinians are the worst people ever. We have to absolutely destroy them. Destroy their way of life, destroy their fucking home, destroy all of it. It's just sad. Like, look at his face. A sad fucking puppy. It's embarrassing, dude. It's just very cowardly, in my opinion. Instead of like trying to be real, you're trying to be politically correct. It's like, fuck off with that shit.
Trying to be palatable. This isn't the time for being palatable.
Yeah.
This is the time for beating people over the head with the reality of things.
Well,
because if you care about Palestinians surviving at all as a people, we can't afford to be playing these stupid little games.
Well, I say we do this. Let's get back to, because AOC is going to talk next, right? But let me show you this first. Let's play this first. Here's AOC when Kamala Harris is running for office.
She is working tirelessly to secure a ceasefire in Gaza and bringing hostages home.
And that right there. By the way, Israel is holding way more hostages or they were at this time period, holding way more people without being charged with a crime, holding them in their fucking jail cells. And yes, they are being brutally treated in there. But obviously, I don't expect the mention from these motherfuckers at big, giant parade-looking things and stadiums and, the big stage and the bright lights. I don't expect to hear that from them. Right?
Because you got to remember, we're dealing with a country backed by the United States that likes to stuff kids into a fucking military prison. Little kids, like less than 12.
Well, let's read more into this. From Aaron Mate here. After grassroots pressure, AOC said in March that the Biden administration is complicit in an unfolding genocide in Gaza. In March.
Doesn't sound like Kamala's working all that hard.
Okay. Let's keep reading. Now, given a primetime appearance at the DNC, AOC forgets the whole genocide thing and falsely claims that Kamala Harris is working tirelessly to secure a ceasefire in Gaza. Meaning, this is basically pointing out, like, you're lying, AOC. You're lying. Or at the bare minimum, like, naive beyond belief.
This makes me sad.
If she's if she's just like, Biden and Kamala would never lie to me. They would never lie to me. If you're under that thought process, AOC, holy fuck, you need to retire now. Quit your job and move on to something else.
Politics is not for you.
Let's keep reading here. This came on the same day that Biden-Harris administration pulled off their latest ceasefire scam that lets Israel dictate the terms. What an insult to Palestinians and everyone else actually working tirelessly to pressure the genocide-complicit ceasefire-blocking administration that AOC is whitewashing. As you can see here, they actually used her and captioned her on the Harris TikTok account. Meaning they used your image, AOC, and your dumb fuck words as a way to campaign for themselves. To say like, hey, young people, see, AOC likes us. See? Meanwhile,
Please vote for
nothing.
me.
Now, let's keep that in mind as we're about to hear AOC speak about. Because now that Trump's in office, I think you can just let it fly now, right? Say whatever you want. Because the bad guy's in office. Let's hear it. Here we go.
Over on this issue as well.
To an all-out war against women and children in Gaza.
And moreover, on this issue as well, is that we may have an announcement around a ceasefire, but Gaza has been flattened. Tens of thousands of people are dead. Universities gone. Hospitals eliminated. With American-made bombs.
Really?
With our tax dollars. While you and me and our families can't even afford to put food on the table.
I love how politicians go right to the money thing over and over again. But that's besides the point. I'm going to let her finish because she's going to say something here about Biden and Harris. Here we go.
And so I welcome the cessation of these bombs dropping in Gaza. But I don't, the devastation of everything that we have endured up until this point is not something that I think we should celebrate. The United States played a role in all of this destruction to begin with by enabling Benjamin Netanyahu in dropping all of these bombs, by refusing to enforce our own American laws and the Leahy laws on the books, which says that we cannot be transferring weapons to forces that are engaged in gross human rights violations. Right. And we look the other way because we deem them an ally.
And you're saying that's not something that you're, a criticism that you're just applying to President Trump in terms
of
support?
President Biden did it. President Biden did it, and I have absolutely said that to him in person as well. Bernie and I.
We spent a long time with President Biden trying to make the case.
Oh, good God, good fucking job, guys. Do we have any cookies? Guys, you have any cookies for them? They want some cookies. Let's give them some fucking cookies, bro. Come on.
I don't have any chocolate chip cookies, Jordan.
I mean, but we just saw her on the main stage, right? Didn't she just say they are working tirelessly for a ceasefire, which ended up being false, right? Both like just intuitively in the time, but obviously afterwards when some of these people part of the Biden administration start going on TV in Israel and telling us, yeah, they didn't really work that hard. They were given whatever they wanted. They were giving Israel whatever the fuck they wanted. Just like Trump was doing. And is still doing. So it's like, why get out? Like, so you're saying, like, you go on the stage and promote them, but behind closed doors, you're begging them to do something? Neither which way worked out for you? Is that what you're telling me, AOC? Are you lying to me? Or were you being lied to? But, I mean, once again, if we go back to the Aaron Mate tweet, it'll show right there. It says like, oh, people pressured her in March to say, yo, this is like an unfolding genocide. Of course, she'll probably pander to her fans. And then when she gets on the main stage, they're working tirelessly for a ceasefire. That's why you have to vote for them. Holy fucking shit, dude.
I don't know, Jordan. Am I asking for too much for them to admit that this has always been a genocide and that it was never just about a hunt for Hamas? Am I asking too much for them to say that in public?
I mean, Bernie has officially admitted it's a genocide after the UN said so. But what does that mean, actually? That means if there's a guy out there murdering people, right? Let's say he's shooting his gun, right? Boom, he's out of ammo. And some friend comes over and hands him a new gun to shoot with. Is that guy culpable for those murders? I think so.
Yeah, I think we have a name for that. I think it's called accessory.
Now, what do you expect dumb fuck A, Bernie Sanders, and dumb fuck B, AOC, to do about that? Biden was in office. Trump's in office. They both oversaw this. They kept handing the shooter weapons. Hey, you added bullets? Here's a new gun. Here you go. Here's more bullets. Here you go. On paper, what should they be doing? Trying to, drop criminal charges, shouldn't they? On paper?
Yeah, maybe enforce that arrest warrant the fucking ICC put out for Netanyahu.
And let's be honest, it won't be hard to figure out that Harris and Biden and Trump all know about the crimes happening over there. Meaning they know the guy's just mowing down people, and they're feeding them ammo and guns. And
Actually,
some money in the pocket.
Since you use the word mowing, you know what some circles in Israel like to say over there?
What?
They refer to this destruction of Palestinians' homes and just, killing them for fun. They call that shit mowing the lawn.
Lovely.
They say mow the grass before the grass mows you.
Lovely. Geniuses out there, aren't they? Love that. But with these two idiots, I once again, you don't need a fucking degree from Harvard Law School to figure this out. If there's a crime happening over there, if there's people aware that there's a crime happening, and they help facilitate and help fund and help arm the crime happening, what is that? It's also criminal. What do you expect these two to fucking do about that? Go on CNN and say bad things happened. And you know what? I can criticize my own party about it a little bit, kinda, sorta.
I can't remember who said this, but I think it's a really funny saying. One day, everyone will have always been against this.
Exactly. Exactly.
Does that sound familiar to you, or is this the first time you've heard it?
The concept is definitely not new, but not exactly in that phrasing. No, I haven't heard of that exact way. But yeah, that's probably gonna happen when the winners write history, if you will. But
it's just, and I know yesterday I was calling Benjamin Netanyahu and Adolf Hitler for the 21st century. Well, this is your Holocaust for the 21st century.
Yeah, and once again, Hitler had collaborators as well. Let's just be honest. A lot of American collaboration, if you actually look at it.
Yeah.
So
I think the Democratic Party, just as a whole, should probably read a biography about Quisling. You know who that is?
No. Who's
Norwegian guy, World War II, traitor.
Okay. I have no idea.
Having to explain that, I feel like that takes the bite out of my comparison a little, but whatever.
Whatever, fucking smart guy. Anyways, yeah, it's once again to Bernie fans, AOC fans. I'm sure some Kyle fans have stuck around at some point to see what this idiot says again. Let's hear what this idiot YellBro has to say. Hating on my man Kyle and his nipple rings. Hating on him. I understand why you guys view this as like, damn, this is like revolutionary what they're saying. But I think the only reason you're thinking that is because of compared to Biden, compared to Harris, compared to Trump, compared to Marco Rubio or Mike Pompeo or whoever the fuck, compared to those guys, yeah, sure, they look like fucking geniuses. But in general, they're actually near the bottom tier of intelligence on this topic. It's that bad.
And all the shit that I'm saying, I say as someone who, broadly speaking, actually likes Kyle. I have fun watching his videos. He's for just a source of day-to-day information. I mean, I think Kyle is pretty good insofar as that, but the way he evaluates, that needs to be better. He needs to sharpen up a little.
I have for a long time went with the idea that Kyle means well, but these recent videos, it's not there for me right now. It's hard to see someone, like, once again, you could be a strategist, but to be a strategist to such a degree that you're whitewashing war criminals is beyond the pale for me. That means you lost your shit. You're Alex Jones at that point to me. Alex Jones, remember Alex Jones, the 9/11 guy, conspiracies everywhere, and, you know, prosperity and liberty, right?
I'd say
Trump
Brian
gets
Tyler Cohen is a better comparison, but I get what you're saying.
You could say Brian Tyler Cohen, but guess what? Only reason Kyle looks better is because it's compared to that motherfucker. AOC looks like a genius compared to Biden. Kyle looks like a genius compared to Brian Tyler Cohen or David fucking Pacman. But I'm just looking at it as I'm looking at it. And you whitewash Barack Obama. You whitewash the guy. No pun intended there. No Kramer. He did. I watched him do it. It's like, wait a minute. You're telling me this war criminal's like, oh, well, gee, golly, I want to, you know, not just abandon the right wing, you know. I have to reach across the aisle and work with them, you know. And Kyle called him soft for doing that. And it's like, hey, Kyle, if Obama said, fuck the rest of you, I'm going to do exactly what I want, kind of like Trump style, guess what? It's just Trump. You end up with just Trump. Like, actually. I mean, the war crimes are, you could stack it. You could stack the fucking documents. Get the fuck out of here. And when I see behavior like that,
the goddamn ceiling.
Well, when I see behavior like that, Joe, from Kyle, of doing this whitewashing shit, I can't find a reason for it for a well-meaning person at that point. I see a strategist trying to showcase that the right wing is worse than the left wing. They're better. Democrats are better. The war criminal? This guy?
Like, even if it's true that the Democrats are better on certain issues, that ends up being kind of vacuous because the Republicans are like festering rancid dog shit. It is not hard to be better than festering rancid dog shit.
No, but that's the thing.
Very, very low bar.
Joe, that's the thing, though. If on paper, once again, not saying what I believe, I'm just saying on paper, on the surface, if I take Thomas Massie, he outflanks Obama by a lot. By a lot. So it isn't just Republicans are so bad. That's that strategist fucking talking shit that Kyle fucking does. I can't stand it, dude. It's not being real. It's not really, like, nuanced. It's not investigative. It's just saying, my team good, their team bad. And he wants me to run away with that as, like, I learned something? Imagine someone's, like, new to politics and they find Kyle and they listen to his shit. Guess what happens? They think Obama was he's just kind of a soft guy, you know. His policies, he's just really soft and trying to work with the right wing, you know, and that was his mistake. That's what some dumb fuck kid will figure out from watching Kyle's video. Versus the actual thing, which is like, yo, this guy has killed motherfuckers like around the planet.
Yeah, and actually, with respect to Medicare for All, this is something that Kyle actually said about Barack Obama a long time ago.
Yeah, a long time ago.
If Barack Obama really wanted Medicare for All, he could have just gotten it.
He could have strong-armed it if he wanted to.
Well, he had a fucking supermajority in Congress, so.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean Democrats are going to vote for the Medicare for All, right?
Yeah, he would have had to twist some arms, but he could have gotten it pretty easily, I would argue.
Well, he could have tried. We haven't got to try stage yet. So,
It didn't happen because he didn't want to do it.
Oh my god.
I have to call a spade a spade.
When Kyle gets on video and tells his audience that Joe Rogan's an idiot because he didn't vote for Kamala Harris, what do you want me to do with that, Joe? I have to view the guy as suspect at that point. That's not bad strategy. Like, he knows better. It's not like he's some guy who's never covered these stories about how bad Kamala Harris or Barack Obama is. He's done those videos. And now he's saying, forget about that. Vote for him. It's better.
It saddens me because I know Kyle can do better because I've seen him do better.
Now, life demands he does better. Here's what life actually demands. That you grab this little bleached-haired dweeb, you twist his fucking arm, you drag him to fucking Sudan and say, look at the dead bodies. Drag him to Somalia, look at the dead bodies. What's better? Tell me how much better it is, Kyle. Do a fucking dance for me, actually. Celebrate how much better the world is now. And record it and show it to your fucking audience. Hey, guys, we won. Meals on Wheels, right? We got it back. Then show the mother holding her dead child. And say, better. Better for who, Kyle? Selective fucking morality. Selective fucking outrage. Get the fuck out of here. You're just Alex Jones to me. Seriously. Anyways, if you guys want to subscribe to this channel, please go ahead. There's donation links for charities if you want to do that. And all right. Just adding levity, okay? Whatever. All right, let's get back to this.
Yeah, how dare you get animated about something important?
Well, I'm tired of the bullshit, bro. It sounds nice. It sounds nice to be like, Trump's a fascist. Sure, okay, got it. You're mad about Trump, got it. But you should vote for the other guys. Because you're going to get Meals on Wheels and surgeries for amputated kids or whatever the fuck it is. Cancer research for kids. Yeah, we do need those things. We do need those things. To defeat the
fascists, we vote for slightly less fascist.
Well, I don't even use that word personally, but either way, it's like they are better. And it's like, I want to grab him by the fucking ear and say, look at that family right there. Look at their body parts all over the ground. Better?
You remember when
autograph it, Kyle. Write your fucking name in the sand next to him.
Cozying up to Liz Cheney, Jordan.
Loser. What?
Remember when Kamala's campaign was cozying up to Liz Cheney? That's kind of what Kyle's doing. And I'm using that example in particular because guess what? That was something Kyle, I would say rightfully so, had his fucking hair on fire about. He was furious about that.
Well,
because the solution to the issue of Donald Trump is not to cozy up to and imitate somebody who is 50% Donald Trump. We can't afford to play that fucking game.
It's just interesting to me that they've made no headways in any direction. They've gone nowhere. But say, don't worry, we're getting there, guys. Keep voting this direction, and we'll get there. We'd have universal health care. We'd have free college. We'd have this and this and this. Only if a Democrat won. Or only if the Democrats separated from Republicans. We'd have all those things. Like, what in that party's history? I showed you that, Kyle. You sound like Dubster fucking Brian. Like, actually.
I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing because I think it's silly. I'm laughing because it's really not that wrong. And if I can't laugh, then I gotta cry.
Like I said, imagine someone's a newcomer to politics, they're just learning about it for the first time, and they find Kyle. Just imagine that. What are they going to walk away with? Well, Democrats good, Republicans bad. Actually, it's immoral to support Republicans. According to Kyle's narrative that he puts out there. And it's like, that is deception to the highest level to me. You are Alex Jones. Anyways, let's get back to this. So AOC, more deception here. Like, oh, well, Biden's culpable. Like, granted, she can say all these things now that the guy's way out of office. Harris didn't win, so now she's saying these things. That's very convenient. Very, very convenient. Here we go.
I've given President Biden hell about this, and President
Oh, you
Trump
did?
has absolutely been part of
Where?
this problem
When did you
as
do
well.
it?
In fact, he was bragging publicly about Benjamin Netanyahu ringing him up and asking for all these kinds of bombs that he doesn't even know the United States has, and him signing off on it.
Can I ask you just to finish on this, Senator Sanders?
Okay. Oh. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Randomized, fucked up stories from around the world.
Gotta love it.
Yeah, you gotta love it. There's your video. Please subscribe if you feel like. Comment, agree, disagree. Tell me what you think in the comment section.
Join the Discord. Come yell at us.
Yeah, please do it. Just know it. Nothing pornographic or grotesque.
Nothing that could get us banned off Discord, please.
Yeah. No Ed Lee porn shows on here. Okay. No one was there for that, I think. So it was me, Anthony, Ed, Jesse, I think. There might have been someone else. Maybe Dubster was there. And Ed started playing porn. No one's watching it, by the way. He's just streaming it in my Discord.
I remember that.
And then all of a sudden, we all got kicked from the call simultaneously.
No, we just couldn't hear anything, and it was like the whole thing got muted, and we couldn't see anything on the stream.
When the fuck was us?
Years ago. It's like we got put on like islands or something, like connective islands. Like I thought my internet dropped or something like that, but then I came back and everyone's like, yo, that shit just happened to me too. And it's all stopped when Ed stopped playing the fucking girl masturbating, whatever the fuck she was doing.
It was Pornhub, like straight up.
Whatever it was. Discord didn't like it.
What
Because
the
they're
fuck?
gay. Because they're gay, you know. But yeah, please join the Discord if you feel like. Also, everything you saw here will be linked in the description box for you to check out on your own. So take advantage of that. And with all that said, please give this video a thumbs down.
Say you wanna get in.